In 1931, a group of 39 prisoners of the Soviet Union's forced labor camp set off to the north of the Komi Republic to explore the vast coal basin in the Russian Arctic. They were soon joined by more prisoners, hundreds of whom died from sickness, hypothermia, and starvation. But by the spring of 1932, they founded a small coal mining settlement, Rudnik, that would soon grow into the city of Vorkuta. Vorkuta is associated with one of the most notorious forced labor camps of the Gulag system, Vorkutlak. Is the city free from ghosts of the past now? Let's go to one of the biggest cities beyond the Arctic Circle and meet the locals who live there. I just boarded the airplane which will take me to one of the coldest cities on Earth and to the heart of former Soviet prison systems, Ghost City Vorkuta. This plane doesn't look very reliable, but I'm already here, so let's go. The airplane is super small because few people take this flight and there are only several flights per month. I counted and there are about 22 people in this airplane and it really feels like in a bus. In the beginning it was scary when the airplane was taking off and you can feel every single movement of the airplane, every steering, turning, and it was the first time for me when I have a headache in the airplane. But the air hostess gave everyone a candy. That's a good thing, that's very sweet. I guess I'm gonna take some sleep and wake up in Vorkuta. We're in Vorkuta. It's my very first minutes here and I just want to film my emotions. It's 3 p.m. guys and it's completely dark. There is polar night here and it's my first time to experience it. I was told by the locals that the day lasts for 2 hours here and the whole day it's like this. It's night. Once Vorkuta was a coal capital and a promising populous city. During the period from 1959 to 1986, the population of the city doubled, and until the mid-1990s, the number of inhabitants remained approximately at the same level. However, with the collapse of the USSR, life changed dramatically. Money was getting scarce, and the mines began to close one after another. With the advent of new technologies, the need for coal disappeared, and machines made it possible to reduce the number of people in enterprises. As jobs began to decline, it became clear that people were left with 2 options: starve or leave. The Arctic life, here we go. It's always dark like this. Let's take a walk to see the central streets and the whole city. The central streets in Russia are always named Lenin Street, so here is the Lenin Street, the bus stop. There is Peterочка, which is one of the most popular food shops, a bank. Seems like they have everything. There are also many cafes in the city, and what surprised me is that they are super cozy and cute and like normal cafes like in any other city. Vorkuta is famous for being a ghost city, a city that people want to leave as soon as possible. So that is why I'm a bit surprised and shocked that I see normal cafes, pizzerias, restaurants, anything, and it looks like a normal city to me so far. Wow, look at this wide prospect. There is so much space here. And actually I arrived to the city center and going to the Christmas tree, which is always in the city center. Here is the father of Frost, or the Russian Santa Claus, and our Santa Claus is always with his granddaughter, Снегурочка. Look who's here. The northern reindeers. Hello, reindeers. Just look at this traditional clothes. It's like they just arrived from tundra. I tried to talk to them, but they do not speak Russian. And I don't know which language they speak. Oh, the biggest entertainment in winter. There is a line here. Everyone is waiting for their turn. When I was a child, my friends and I used to go to such ice slides all the time. There are also snow sculptures here. I guess that reindeers running around is a normal thing in this city. In the center of the city, I saw this really tall and beautiful building. It's named the Castle of Culture, and different events such as concerts are held here. The architecture is really monumental if you compare it to all the buildings that surround it. I came to the yard of one of the living blocks. There are many buildings here. There is a playground and everything. And what I actually love about this city is that all these living blocks are pink, orange, yellow, blue. In all the other Russian cities, these Hrushchevka buildings, they are named Hrushchevka, all of them are gray everywhere, and it's just so annoying. And I guess that here everything is colorful because people here lack the color. But I wonder why they wouldn't build colorful buildings like this in all the Russian cities, not only here. And even though they're all super old and aren't restored, but I love how colorful all of them are. Here the locals sell fish. Yeah, and looks like reindeer meat there. Look at the clothes. I guess you never feel cold in this kind of clothes. That's a life hack. What else is presented on the local market? А что это такое?
Голубика, корень золотой.
Корень?
Да, и икра.
А что такое корень золотой?
Радиола розовая, ботаническое название.
А для чего это?
Он энергетический потенциал организму дает, и оно, значит, не дает стереться белочковой железе, которая отвечает за иммунную систему организма.
Это чай, что ли, завариваете или что?
Не чай. Лучше фанты заваривают как чай, мы настаиваем на водочке, держим его 21 день и по чайной ложке каждый день. Иммунную систему держит лучше всех.
Сегодня погода нормальная.
А холодно это для вас сколько?
Около 40 бывает.
Так, а это что за мясо?
Оленина?
Угу. А рыба?
Оленины. В оленях ездим.
Угу.
Ездим и питаемся, одеваемся.
This man just told me that he lives in tundra, not in a house, but in chum, that he has 11 children and that 9 of them were born in chum, and only the last 2 children were born in a hospital in some village. That's a crazy life. I mean, that's a normal life for them, but that's so interesting.
Здесь холодно, и поэтому здесь климат тяжелый, и поэтому они не выживают, люди здесь. И раньше стареют, здесь витаминов, солнца нет. Вот, D3 витамин, там-то есть на юге солнце, вот, и там люди могут, полностью как живут. А здесь не хватает, и вот здесь летом приходится уезжать на море, чтобы там отдохнуть от севера, от работы тяжелой.
В Vorkuте -1, это удаленность от центральной полосы. У нас очень тяжело выбраться в отпуск, это занимает очень много времени и денег.
Ну вот я думаю куда-нибудь или на море куда-нибудь переехать, что там вот, да хотелось бы, конечно, чтобы лодка какая-нибудь или яхта была, чтобы поплавать на лодке, вот на море, где-нибудь Ялта или какой-нибудь Одесса.
Morning from Vorkuta. We're going to explore the city now, and we've got to hurry up because the day here lasts only from 10 a.m. till noon, so we only have 2 hours of the daylight. There are polar nights here during winter, so we're almost gonna experience the polar night. Vorkuta is famous for being one of the fastest dying cities on the earth, with many abandoned buildings. Some living blocks here, the residential area, and you can see that all these buildings are super old and no one restores them.
В свое время город переставал быть рентабельным, он стал моногородом, то есть крупные предприятия добывали необходимые ресурсы в основном для своих же предприятий. В свое время в военное уголь был крайне необходим. Ну, а сейчас, в принципе, потихонечку у нас налаживается оленеводство, налаживается туризм, и город все-таки становится рентабельным, интересным для крупных предпринимателей открывать здесь крупные производства. Также помогает президент всячески. Но, тем не менее, люди уже твердо уверены в том, что все, город гибнет, продолжает утекать, и это трудно замедлить.
Whoa, you can even go on a bike when it's minus 30. So, I came to this bridge and it looks like San Francisco. By the way, all those buildings are abandoned. It seems like no one lives on that side of the river.
Vorkuta used to have 13 functioning coal mines that encircled the city. Today only 4 of the mines remain, and many of the settlements that were used by the workers of the mines became empty. As for example an abandoned settlement Rudnik, which is located on the right side of the river Vorkuta, in front of the eponymous city Vorkuta. There is only one way to reach Rudnik, a suspension bridge which is now in emergency state.
I was told that the bridge isn't maintained at all and that it's dangerous to go there. But I'm gonna go to that side of the bridge. There is a hole and we go there. Well, I crossed the river to the other side of the city, and it seems like there is no one here, only abandoned buildings. It looks a bit creepy here, and I'm completely alone, and I don't hear anyone. If someone from the locals of Vorkuta watches this vlog, let me know if anyone lives on this side of the river, because I don't see anyone, only abandoned buildings. But why I came here is to tell you about this place named Rudnik. It's the district in Vorkuta, and it is here where the first coal deposit was found. There is still functioning mine working here, and it is here where the history of Vorkuta started. I can barely walk here because there are no roads and the snow reaches till my knees. With all these empty frozen buildings and snow and nothing but snow for miles, it feels like I'm the only person in the whole world. It feels like all the people just left this place or died. There was some pandemic or apocalypse. I feel like in some apocalypse movie. Like I'm alone in this world. But I'm still continuing to vlog for some people around there, I hope. Anyways, it's already becoming dark. It's noon. And I think it's time for me to go back to another side of the bridge. I came to a local coffee house for a breakfast and I found something really cool which you can only find in Vorkuta. Yeah, guys, these are my pants. It's too cold outside to care about fashion. So it's named Nordic tea, and this is a tea bag, and it's actually ice cream. It's ice, and inside there are berries, orange, and you can choose any flavor. So we take this ice cream and make our tea like this. It's so interesting, and also the advantage is that your tea is not too hot. I have a tradition on my channel to hide matryoshka dolls with a note for me and 100 rubles in places that I go to. I'm happy to hide it in the northernmost city of Europe this time. When you're in Vorkuta, go to the cafe в Шоколаде. You can see its exact location on the screen. Just tell anyone from the staff the name of my channel and they will give it to the first person who arrives there. I hope some of you will find my souvenir and also try the Nordic tea. I've just had a late breakfast, went outside, and it looks like night already. That's crazy. There is an event in the central park of Vorkuta today. They're opening the snow town, and so many people came here to take part in different competitions, and it feels like a huge event in the city. Look at the local fashion. Well, even in the far north of Russia, with the climate like this, with very cold winters, there are still different events and people are having a lot of fun. For the record, now it's 2 p.m. 2 p.m. and it's completely dark. That Vorkuta is gonna be so boring, half empty, that there is no life at all, but there are so many things going on here. They're gonna have some competitions of who is gonna ride on this slide further. Let's see. The second participant was faster. There is also a tent here. You can have some sweets or tea here. Можно мне тоже? Конечно, ручку убирайте. It's perfect when you spend the whole day outside. Vorkutinцы are really happy today.
Музыка закончится, садитесь за стулья.
Vorkuta is famous as a ghost city, and when I came here I expected a gloomy, dirty city, but after staying here for several days I didn't feel the atmosphere of huge dissatisfaction or discontent of the locals with this city. On the contrary, when I talked to the locals, many of them said that they sincerely love their town, but it's better if the locals tell you why they prefer to live here and not anywhere else.
Я думаю, что в каждом городе есть свои минусы, как и минусы, как и плюсы. Но когда город любимый, когда город родной, я думаю, что невозможно тут ничего плохого сказать.
Всю жизнь прожил здесь, я патриот своего города. И вообще у нас очень интересно.
Да, я училась в другом городе, но все равно сюда вернулась, потому что мне здесь нравится.
Да, я обожаю этот город. Он уникален по своей... Ну, он очень сильно уникален.
Но здесь все-таки отличаются люди, это 100%.
Прежде всего, здесь люди самые добрые. Ни в каких других городах я не встречал такого народа, сколько я сам путешествовал по России.
У нас и люди получше.
Намного добрее, намного отзывчивее все-таки, намного.
Можно с любой бедой подойти к любому человеку, и есть большая вероятность, что тебе помогут.
У нас красивая тундра, красивое лето.
Мне нравится вот зима и Новый год в Воркуте.
Вот здесь зима – это реально зима.
Родное сердце город, все-таки это родина, и не знаю, холодно здесь, но люди теплые.
Over the past 30 years, the city has lost about 70% of its inhabitants. Coal production in Vorkuta is scheduled to stop around 2037, which means that this year could be the date of the final death of the city.